Hey, so for this video I filmed all my lunches for 1 week. So everything that I ate for lunch, which is all vegan. So for lunch I usually don't have a lot of time to make something, so I usually just eat leftovers from dinner the day before in some kind of variation. So on Monday I had some leftover chili and brown rice from dinner the night before, which I decided to turn into a wrap. So I filmed a bit on how I made the chili the day before. So I started with some oil, onion and garlic in a pan, and then I added lots of spices. Chili needs a lot of spices, so I pretty much added like half my spice cabinet. But yeah, it's really good. So yeah, I cooked that until the onions turned soft. I just added a bit of water in between because it got a bit dry. But yeah, just cooked that until the onions were soft. And then I added pretty much all of the other ingredients. So I added the minced meat and the tomato first and just cooked that for about like 2 minutes or something. And then I added everything else. So I added lots of beans because chili needs lots of beans, of course. So I added chickpeas, kidney beans, black beans and some corn. And then I added 2 cans of tinned tomatoes and some tomato paste, and then some water just until everything was covered in the water. And I cooked that for about half an hour, and I just stirred it around every 5 minutes or so. So yeah, the next day I just heated everything up and I grabbed these radish sheets and then added some salsa, then the brown rice, the chili. Then I added a vegan schnitzel on top, and I made a sauce to go with that with just some vegan mayo, some vinegar, some paprika powder and some fresh chives, and just mixed that and added that on top of the schnitzel. And then I added some lettuce lastly, and then rolled everything up, or at least tried to roll everything up. Of course, I made it way too full, so it was really hard to roll up. But yeah, that's pretty much what everyone does with a burrito or a wrap, I think. You just keep adding toppings and then it gets way too full and you can't even roll it anymore. So yeah, I eventually managed to roll it up, and I just added some foil in the ends just to prevent everything from falling out, because I wanted to photograph the inside. So here is a shot of the inside. I think it looks pretty good and it was definitely very tasty. So I just had one of those big wraps for lunch. Tuesday's lunch was some pizza style toast. So I just grabbed some whole wheat bread and I added tomato paste on top, some herbs, some garlic, mushrooms, onion, cherry tomatoes and some chickpeas. And I just toasted that in the oven for about 10 minutes until everything became crispy. And these are really good. They kind of taste a bit like pizza. They're just a very quick lunch, which is very yummy, I think. And yeah, it's pretty filling as well. I had 4 of those slices. On Wednesday I actually filmed a recipe video for this sweet chili tofu, so I ate that for lunch. So it's just tofu with some veggies, a sweet chili sauce, and I made some whole wheat noodles to go with that. The next day I was actually craving oatmeal for lunch. I literally never have oatmeal for lunch. I only ever have it for breakfast, since it just doesn't fill me up enough for lunch. I need very big lunches, okay? So I usually make a bigger lunch, but I was craving oatmeal, so I decided to make it anyway. And I just snacked a bit more during the day that day. So yeah, I just cooked my oatmeal, and I also wanted to photograph this. So I decided to make it look a bit pretty. So on my oatmeal I always add some sort of chocolate, some sort of nut and whatever fruit I have. So in this case I added peanut butter, strawberries, a tiny bit of walnuts, and some chocolate Easter eggs. So just a tip if you don't really like oatmeal. I never really liked oatmeal. I tried it lots of times and lots of different ways, and I just couldn't eat it. But I add a mashed ripe banana now, and it is actually really good. Since I started adding it, I really like it. And yeah, so if you don't like oatmeal, try that out and hopefully you will like it then. Then Friday I had a bunch of leftovers from the week, from like dinners and stuff that I wanted to use up. So it's kind of a weird combination of things, but it was actually pretty good. So I had some cooked potatoes, some pasta sauce, some green beans and some baked beans as well. And yeah, it sounds kind of weird, this combo, but it was actually really good, and it was just nice that I didn't have to cook something and that I had all these things out of the fridge. Next day I had some carrots, some onion and some green beans and some garlic and mushrooms for lunch, and I just made a sauce to go with that and just thickened the sauce with some cornstarch. And then I added some brown rice to it and just cooked that a bit so that all the like the rice could like absorb all the flavor from the sauce and stuff. And yeah, that was lunch. And on Sunday we had some leftovers from dinner the day before. Again, we actually made some curry the day before with some homemade naan and some brown rice. Again, I just realized that I had so much brown rice this week. I normally don't eat that much rice in a week, I promise, but this week apparently I just was craving rice or something, I don't know. But anyways, we had the curry and the naan, and I just heated that up the next day for lunch. And yeah, that's everything that I ate for lunch. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. And yeah, I hope you have a great day, and until next time, bye!